Hello, hello, this is Pauline from Pauline Art Stuff. And today we're back for a color along in this lovely Japanese book by Mona. It's called Friendly Squirrels and the Residents of Antique Town. And we're gonna do some watercolor today in this book. This is the ISBN, just in case you're curious. So yeah, this is a Japanese book. Future Pauline here. I just told you what we're gonna do today, but because it took like 2.5 hours, I just wanted to tell you that straight away. So it's gonna take 2.5 hours what we're doing today. So it's a long one, but it's 2 pages. You can treat them as a single page. So we do the left and the right side. They're connected in theme because it's a bakery scene, which I will show you in a minute, because this is already colored now. So I just want to let you know that if you're not up for doing both of them at the same time, I will put timestamps in so you can skip to the page that you're interested in, just so that you are aware. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add. So back to the video. And I picked out a double page spread, which you could also just do one side, like this lovely bakery. And then on the other side, we've got the baked goods. But we are gonna do both of these. And we will first be doing a watercolor base with my Paul Rubens watercolor, this set. So let me open that up for you. It's lovely packaged with pink, and I already got a towel. That's nice. I was prepared. So yeah, these are my watercolors. So let's move this away, make some space for myself. Let's open it up. There we go. Then I've got my swatch sheet for the colors that I have, so I usually put them beside me, so I will do that now as well. I keep my swatch sheet to the right, so if I pick a color I could put them down here. So we've got an entire color palette. These are all the colors that are inside this set. So I've got the stickers from the labels over here, so I can reference which one is which, instead of having to look only at this, because that can be confusing. So yeah, that's how I've got it organized. So we will start by using a watercolor. Let me pull up my sleeves, because otherwise it might be a little bit messy. And where shall I put this? Because we've got a double page now. I think we're going to put it on the left, because we are first going to do the right page, I think. Let's just do that. Yeah, I'm just going to move you a little bit more to the left, and I'm going to put my palette here, I think. Let me put something below it, just in case it leaks. So a little bit of protection underneath it. I also put protection behind the pages. I already clamped them down like on a thick cardboard, and I did that on both sides, so both of them are protected. That's why it's also lifting up a little bit from my desk, as you can see. But that's all right. In this way we are protecting the page. And I never tape it down like what most people do when they do watercolor. I always put my clips on the end. And that's it, so the paper can move and breathe while we're working. Then I use my brushes from Chris Hong from Craftamo. There's a collaboration between them. I will use the big one to wetten like the entire surface, so that's the one we will be using for sure. Then I love using this brush, which is still quite big. And then for the tiny details, I'll go for the smallest one, which is this one. But I'm not sure if we will be needing it, but just in case, I'm going to take it out as well. And I'm also going to take out the second one that is small, but because this is a flat brush. See, it's not a round, it's flat. Just in case I need that as well, because the other ones are round ones. So this is what I've grabbed for now. A big one, flat, a smaller flat, and a really small round, and a bigger round. That's what I picked. So that's what I put to the side of me, so I can close this up. It's a lovely box, and that can also go to the side. So Let me get everything ready. Let's take these off so I can work with them easily. Let's put them somewhere I can find them back. Because that's usually a thing. I will put them in the lid of my watercolor package. Okay, so there we are. Now we are gonna first start with a ochre tone for like some of the baked goods that I want. So I think I want to go for this tone, which is B277. Is that the name? Let's see. Is it the other one? 324. Yeah, it's that one. So it's this one. Yes, that's raw umber B277. So it's this one on my palette, but it looks really dark. So we're going to use that one first, and then we might go back in with this one to darken up some things. But we will start with the raw umber, which is B277. I will also put it on the screen for you, so you know what to do. I got my my cup with water. Usually I've got two, but this time I only have one, so that's it. I'm gonna wetten my brush now, and I'm just gonna do, see, completely wet, and here we go. Gonna wetten the page. I want a nice amount of water. Last time I didn't do that much water on this paper, and it wrinkled a lot. So now this time I'm gonna use a lot of water, because I know the paper can handle it. It can handle straight up watercolor like this. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this, because this is my favorite of the Tokumeki series. I like this book, but because it's really detailed, most people are scared of it. That's why we're doing a color along in this book, just to show you how you could also work on these books. And maybe this is still too scary for you, but at least it gives you an idea of what you could do. I will probably do something with pencils later on as well. So if you think this is too scary, you can always go for like Inktense or colored pencils. Okay, now I'm gonna go with the big round brush, and I'm gonna activate my color, raw umber B277. So it's really dry still, so I'm gonna need a little bit more water to activate it. I'm first gonna mix up some of my color over here, just in case I am unsure what to do. Like I just put a lot of there, because we need a lot more probably, because we are not just using it for this side, we will also be using it for the other side. But I might clean up in between, just to make it easier on myself. This doesn't look a bit dark. Let me check on my swatch paper. Did I pick the right one? Yeah, I picked the right one. It just looks a bit dark. Maybe I should use a little bit more water. We're just gonna use it. Okay, let me move my brush. Let me dab it so that most of the water is off. And then I'm gonna just take a little bit, and I'm gonna put it on top of these baked goods, like so. Just moving my watercolor over the shape. It's okay if it goes in between, because we will go over it with pencils once we have done this layer. But today we're only gonna do the watercolor base, just so that we've got a nice color on everything on the page. But yeah, this looks more like it. It was a little bit dark before. If you are afraid to use a bigger brush, you can always go for like a tiny one like this. Don't be afraid, you know, like if this is not your cup of tea, a big brush like this, use a smaller one. Works what is best for you. I wouldn't recommend those squishy watercolor brushes, the ones that you can fill up with water. Like, I've got one here by any chance. Yeah, I got one here. Like, I wouldn't use something like this because you don't want to add too much water on the page. So that's why I pre-wet in the page. But as you can see, it's already drying up a bit. But if I touch it, it feels wet, and that's what I want. It doesn't need to be completely soaked. So that's why you don't need that kind of brush. But if you would go without making it wet, then maybe you want it. But it's difficult to control how much water comes out if you squeeze it. That's why I prefer doing it this way, with straight up watercolor. Like, that's what I wanted. I wanted to do the top bits of this one. Then I also want it on the bread. So I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to put it on the sides of the bread. Just going to spread out my colors over the page. And there's another one behind it. And this way we get a nice layer of color on the entire page without too much of a hassle. At least that's the goal. Maybe for you this is difficult, but for me this is easier than doing it with colored pencils. So I really like using colored pencils in my books. But maybe you prefer something like this. I don't really like to color food, so this is for me a better strategy. So I get a result quicker. And I can decide later how much detail I want to add in on the page. If I want more or less. And if the page dries up too quick, you can always re-wet it, because you see it's bubbling everywhere, you see? It's coming up. So this paper is a bit bubbly when you wet it up. But that's okay. We can always adjust. Okay, I think these are mussels or something. I'm not sure. I want them a darker shade. These ones I do want a nice ochre brown. On the inside? No, on the outside. I want the inside like a soft yellow or something, I think. That will look nice, I think. You can always go over it with a different color if I don't like it. But for now I want to keep it pretty monotone on the page with not too many colors. I also didn't make a swatch sheet for you with the colors we're using because I'm just deciding on the side. But these are the same ones as this, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I'm also going to put it on this one, the ochre. Or what is it? It's raw umber. It's not ochre. It looks like ochre. Ochre is a bit more yellow. See, I'm also putting it on this one. And then these are pretzel type, so I want those a bit darker. But we could use a little bit of this just on the top to make it a bit warmer. So I hope you like watching these kind of videos, because this book is not, most people don't want to color in this because it's so difficult. But I just think if you want to learn how to color something really intricate, you have to just try stuff, you know, like maybe you don't like watercolor, maybe you don't like pencils, but maybe you like, for instance, acrylic markers. But that would be really difficult, of course, with a page like this. But who knows, maybe that's more your cup of tea. Maybe you like different mediums, like water markers or something. Not sure if they can handle it on this paper. I think it will, because it can also handle this watercolor. These ones I think I want a pinkish or reddish tone. These ones I want a darker color, but I think I do want some in the middle, like a warm tone. I'm not sure yet, but let's just put it down there as well. I'm keeping you zoomed out so you can see where I'm working on the page, because zooming in would be a bit difficult to have an overview of the entire page. That's why I keep you zoomed out for now. Once we go in more detail, I will zoom you in. But yeah, my watercolor is almost dried up. But I think this is the last piece that I want with this brown, so that's fine. Let me have a look. Yeah, I think this is more than enough brown for now. We're gonna go to a darker brown. So I will put some water down here. But because it's a color that is pretty close to what we just used, I'm okay with having some color on my brush from this one. And I am cleaning it a little bit on the side on my paper. And then we're gonna activate this nice warm brown, this one, which is red ochre, which is B318. So let's activate that on my palette. Really lovely warm brown, as you can see. That's why I've got my palette in frame, so you can see what I'm doing. Like, I took a lot of pigment from my pen over here, and I put it all there. And now I'm gonna clean my brush a little bit, just to take most of the pigment off, because I don't want that much while I'm painting. And I'm just gonna take a little bit like that. And then I'm gonna, let me take that drop off my brush. There we go. I'm gonna do these ones a little bit darker. So I'm gonna do the sides. So not everything, like everywhere where you can see like those lines, I want it a little bit darker. I might go in again if I don't find it dark enough. You have to think of it like when you bake an apple pie and you make these crusts on it and you put like the raw egg on it and bake it, then it gets those nice brown goldish tone from baking it like that. That's what I'm trying to make here. That's what I think it might be. I'm not sure if that's what it meant, what it's meant to be. So I'm not really that familiar with a lot of baked goods. I know some, but I don't eat a lot of it. I don't eat a lot of desserts or baked goods. Never did. So I've got no idea if this is correct. But I just like the look of it like this, so that's why I'm doing it. In the end, we can decide the colors. And if this brush is too big, take a smaller one. I'm just very used to using like the very tip of this pencil or this brush. See, it's really a tiny tip. But if this is too scary, you can always use something else. I'm also putting my hand underneath my arm so that it's a little bit lifted from the table, but it's still stable, because otherwise I'm gonna shake. So now I'm stabilizing, like I'm still shaking a bit, so I just gotta keep moving. Otherwise I shake too much, because I got tremors. But today is okay. It's not a bad day. Sometimes I've got like so much shaking that I still throw up my brush. Like I just flip it in the air and it's gone. If it was that bad, I wouldn't be doing this. But yeah, if you can't keep it still, this is a trick. Put your hand underneath it so it has something to stabilize it a little bit. Like you can't help it from shaking a little bit anyway. As you can see, I'm still shaking even while holding my hand underneath. But that's okay. Perfectly fine like this. The more I focus on it, the worse it gets with the shaking. So usually I try to avoid thinking about it, and then it gets usually a little bit better. Yeah, I think I want it a little bit more. I think it's a bit light, especially on the edge. I want a little bit more. That's why I also like these brushes, because they're nice and thick. So they're easier to hold for me than, say, a pencil. That's why I like holding these brushes instead of the really tiny ones. They're difficult for me to hold. So I prefer the bigger brushes, even though it makes my life a little bit more difficult with painting. I just gotten used to it, to have a big brush. Yeah, I think I like it better like this. So let that dry. Then I'm also gonna put some more on these little ones on the sides. I want it a little bit darker where those shadings are. Just a tiny smidge, like a gold or a reddish brown for warming it up. On the sides I want it a lot darker. Like so. Like nicely baked. Nice warm brown from the oven. I really like making this contrast with the watercolor. Okay, let's dip it in again for the darker tone, like we did with the other one. Just keep layering. Want a little bit more pigment, please. Yes, that's more like it. It was a little bit too diluted, but it isn't now, so that's good. I like it. Yeah, that's how I like it. Nice warm brown. And then I will do the same on these, only on the sides, like so. Not too much, just some. We can always darken it up with pencil afterwards. I'll do the same on the one on the left because it's the same kind. A little bit more paint. There we go. And then the croissants, I also want a nice warm brown on the outside. I like croissants, they're nice. I don't eat them that often, but if I do, I like to put some, what do you call that stuff? Herb butter or something? Like garlic butter. Something like that. I'm not sure how you call it, but I like putting that in on it. Slice them up and then put that stuff in on top of it so it melts a little bit. I like it. My father used to bake them in the weekend. Like he would make them himself and then he would bake them. We would have some warm croissants in the morning sometimes. I like that. That was fun, you know, like having nice croissants, warm, baked, fresh out of the oven. Okay, I also want the pretzels. So I want the sides at the very least. Yeah, I also want some on the bottom. Lovely. I might want them even darker than this. Oh, that's my stomach. It's pretty painful still. After I had the antibiotics last month, it was a complete mess with my stomach. It's like completely bloated all the time. When I eat, it hurts. So yeah, that will take time for it to recover, but it hurts. So if you hear my stomach, it's not because I'm hungry. It's because it's just air moving around, and that hurts. So I might need a break if it gets too bad. If not, I'll just keep going. Just so you're aware, I'm not hungry. I'm good. Just keep layering this lovely warm brown. A little bit more. Okay, and these ones I think I want as well. Just a little bit of water because it dried up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now on the insides, these parts I want to make it darker. It's a bit too much water. Let me take that away. Okay, now I want like this part that's overlapping. I want to add some shading. Since I've got a really watered down part of this color, that works. I think I need a little bit more. This one. Yes. I just want a little bit more color. It's a little bit too diluted for my liking for these inner parts. You don't have to be really precise with baked goods, you know. It's not like you're doing a face of somebody. It's perfectly fine if you go over the lines here and there. It's not ugly. Because they're baked goods, they're not perfect. So nobody will even notice. And that's probably all I want for that. That's like grains or something. So I think I want to do like a ochre yellow for that. So let's see if I've got that. Let me clean my brush. Yep, that's clean. Perfect. I think I want to use that one. So that is lemon sienna. Lemon sienna, that one. And if that's too light, we can always go for the maple yellow or the yellow ochre. Either one of these three could work. But let's first try the lightest one. Let's see how that works. That's this one on the left. Just gonna put it down over there, making sure it gets activated. So I've got a nice amount of pigment. Yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay, let's do this. I also want them on the top of these. Yeah, this is nice and yellow brown. I like it. Yes, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. So I want the tops of these with this tone. Beautiful. And then I want some on the inside of the croissant, just to warm it up. And then we're going to use it for this grains, weeds. I'm not sure what it is. I like it. Some decoration. Are there any more of that stuff that I want that color? This is a tool for taking the stuff. Maybe I want some on. Do I want it a gold tone? I think I do. Let's make it a gold tone. So I'm gonna cover up the entire clipper, whatever you call it. I'm not sure how you call it in English. We know what it is. That's all that matters. I'm gonna make it also this lovely lemon sienna. Lovely nice color, really light. You can always go back in, and this is like a plate name thing. So yeah, we're also gonna make that goldish tone, just because we can. Then we've got a tablecloth, we've got trays. So the trays we can make colors. We've got a basket, but that one I think, yeah, the basket we can make gold as well, to keep it consistent. I'm just thinking as I'm going. I could have also made it like a aluminium tone, like silver tone, but I decided for gold for my metal. Then I can also do this part as metal if I want, and then the tracer color. I think I like that. Otherwise I have to go for more of a wood look, but I think this will look nice. I hope it will look nice, and if it doesn't, it's too late now. I'm also gonna put it here. Okay, then we've got those things. I think I want them a darker brown. Maybe the inside of these things. Yeah. Okay, let's clean up my brush. Then I'm gonna quickly wetten this so I can clean it up, because I want to have a bit more space there. I'm just using the towel I clean my brush on to clean this up. As you can see, that works really neatly, like really quick and easy to clean that out. See? Now it's all there. It's all clean again, so I can use that again so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna go for a darker brown for the other parts. I think I want, oh, we did this type, so maybe we should go for that one. Still warm but darker. Yeah, I think we're gonna go for that one. That is burnt sienna. Yeah, burnt sienna A333. Let's do that. This one. Yeah. Okay, let's add some water in the pan. As you can see, I'm brushing on top of it, so it activates it with the water. Oh yes, that's lovely brown. Chocolate brown. Ooh, okay, that's a lot of pigment. Okay, cleaning up my brush a little bit, so it's okay. Dabbing it on my towel so it's less wet. And then I'm gonna put a little bit water on top. Mix it in, so we've got a nice diluted one. And then we're gonna start with these ones, and I think I want the inside dark, so these bits I want like nice and dark. And then for the outer parts, I'm not sure what I want yet. Maybe a beige. Still a bit wet. I don't like how wet it is. Suck up the water a little bit. I'm just taking my time. And I'm also going over the lines, as you can tell. And that's perfectly fine. Don't worry too much. It doesn't need to be perfect. It will still work, even if it's not how you maybe want it to be. Okay, let's also do the other ones. Remember, you only learn how to color stuff in pages by doing it. So even if you can't do it like me, or maybe not at all, just try it, you know? Like, if you don't try, you will never be able to do it. And yes, you might mess up some pages because you're trying. That's why you need to learn. So if, for instance, you really like this book and you don't want to mess this one up, you could also pick a book that you like a lot less and practice there, you know? Like, just do the same techniques that I do, like with the water brush and some colors, and then use your pencils on top to get used to using the medium. Because if you never use something, there's always a learning curve, you know? You're never perfect in the first go. Like, it also took me time to learn this, you know? And even now, I still think like I've got a lot to learn when it comes to watercolors. because I'm using it in a really basic way, my coloring pages, just for basing. But you could also layer up your entire coloring page with it if you wanted to, but we're just keeping it simple. Like, just because you think you need to learn it doesn't mean you can't color anything, you know, because if you are in that mindset, you will never color anything. Just go for it, and you will see from there how it will turn out. Even if you colored an entire book practicing, it's still filled up in the end. And if you enjoy doing it, that's all that matters. It's not always about the outcome. It's nice if it turns out well, but as long as you had fun, that's the most important part. We all start somewhere, you know. Not everything was great at first for me either, you know. I also messed things up when I was young. So yeah, it just takes time and practice. So if you want to learn how to do it, just pick it up and start working with it. Just try it out. Don't be scared. Nobody has gotten anywhere by just watching tutorials and never doing anything themselves. So yeah, in order to learn, you need to do something. Do I want to color this? I think I do. I want to color the insides. Alrighty. There's wood on the back that I could color. No, I think I want to use a color on that, or maybe on the tablecloth. I'm not sure yet. Maybe a mint green there, or mint green. I think I want to use pink, mint green, and maybe a light blue. I'm not sure yet. I do want a wooden color on that one, but I'm not sure if this is the right tone. Maybe a lighter tone. Let me see. What else could we do? We could also use that, but that's a bit... well, maybe that one instead. Yeah, we're gonna go for that one. I think that would look okay. Just really dilute it, so it's not too dark. Yeah. So that is A336 burnt brown that I just picked, which is this lovely color. Let's, like, every time I go out of screen, I'm dabbing my brush like this, so the water goes into the towel. Because if it's too wet, you can't really work as well. So then I dip my tip of my paintbrush, so I can like mix this with some water, and then I do like this so that most of the water is off. I clean my brush again, dab it again on the towel, and then I start painting with my paint. So then I dip it in just a little bit, so it's not completely loaded with paint. And then I'm gonna just color in the background. But as you can see, this is now really light. That's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be dark. I wanted it to be like a pastel brown, or like a muted pastel brown. Really light, not so dark. That was the goal. Just want a nice base on it. We can always add in more colors when we do the colored pencils next time. So yeah, today we're going to do watercolor on both pages, so this one and the other one. So let me check the time. I think we're about 40 minutes in now for this page. So we probably need just as long for the other one, if not longer, because there's a lot more on the other side. So yeah, it will be a longer episode. That's what it will mean. And that's all right. For this one, we probably need more time anyway, also for the coloring with the pencils. So let's just make it a little bit longer than other color alongs. I will put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video so that people know what to expect when they click on. You can always pause in between, you know, like if you're done after one page, just pause it and continue another day. But I like to do my water base the same day so that I can continue working the next day on both pages instead of having to pull out my watercolor again. Yeah, I like this a lot. Let's see if there's anything else that I want this brown on. We also need a color in here, but I'm not sure what I want. Maybe, yeah, we're gonna use the brown that we used on this. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna use it like so. Darker on the outside and lighter on the inside. Yep. Yeah, I think this is nice. Still warm. I was just thinking if I want to go lighter on the inside or darker, but I think dark looks nice. Just a little smidge darker. Let's activate that watercolor again because it was dried up. It might be a bit too diluted now. Yeah, it's a bit wet now. It's okay. Let me dab my brush so it's less diluted, less liquid. Just means we have to go over the same object a few more times to make it the same brown as the other ones, which is fine. And if you think it's too light, you can always go back and just take a little bit like that. Is that the right one? No, it's this one. See, then you got a little bit more pigment in your mix and you can just continue like so. It was too light. Instead of having to do multiple layers, you can then go in the same way as we started. Alrighty. Let me check if there's anything else. Not that I see. Okay, let's clean off my brush. I'm gonna clean this part again so we can see what we're doing. It's more that you can see what I'm doing in my palette. Okay, cleaning up my brush. Now we're gonna go for a nice mint tone or turquoisey. Let me see. I think I want this one, like a blue, or either one of these. So I think I like both. Let's use that one first. Maybe I don't want the other one once I've done that, because with pink, both can go with pink. So I'm going for that one, which is the fifth one, which is turquoise light with the number E292, which is this one. It's lovely turquoise. Let's add a little bit more water to the paint pen. Yeah, I'm always taking my pigment from the pen straight on a clean piece of this, and then I mix and do whatever I want over here so that these stay clean. I never mix like here, because then you will get contaminated colors, and that's not what you want. If you want to mix anything, do it here. Okay, let's put some water. There we go. I like my colors diluted. I never do it straight from the pen because I like it light, because I want to go over it with my colored pencils. Okay, let's see. There's a little cloth underneath there. I think I want that pink. Let's see what I want pink. I want that pink, those, the tops of these two. So then you've got color. So this I want mint then maybe, or that one. Or the cloth, that's also an option. I think I want the cloth in this one. Yeah. Okay, let's go. The cloth. This is open, so it should also be here. Now I do want to be a little bit careful around the objects, so I don't color over them. That would be a shame. So take your time next to other objects. Yeah. My page has dried up. That's why you can see there's trouble like moving on the paper because it has dried up. But as you can see, it still works as long as you've got enough water going. You can just keep dipping into it. Okay, let's do this part. The shaking is real. That was tough. Yeah, I like this color a lot over here. Beautiful. Add in a little bit more pigment. Nice and bright color. We're also going to use this one on the other side, on the other page. So we're going to use the same shades on both sides so that they've got the same color palette, more or less. Tiny spots on on the sides. And if you don't remember what you used, write it down on a piece of paper, because I didn't write down anything this time because I'm deciding while painting. But yeah, just pick a color in your set that looks like it, because you don't need to use the exact same watercolor, you know, to do the same as me. As long as you got a similar color, it will work just fine. I'm doing that because there are folds in the tablecloth, so I'm already adding in some darker parts and lighter parts, making this a little bit more wet, taking a little bit of my paint so it's the same strength of color again, and there we go. We can continue. Too wet, dabbing it off. Alrighty. Really nice and fresh color, this one. Yeah, but this is pink. Yeah, I still want it there on the ribbon. Just thinking what else I want next to it, and I still want some of this color. If you got like a puddle of water, don't leave it in the middle. Always put it to the side where you want like a darker bit, so then it will dry up there darker. So that's a tip if you've got too much water. And if you don't want that either, then put your brush on your towel and then come back in so it sucks up the water that's left. And then it's also gone. That's still the brown probably. We need a little bit more brown then for that part. Okay, nice and smooth. Yeah, lovely. This is already much better. I think I want also something behind here. I'm not sure if I wanted this. I think I want a darker green, like the one next to it, this one. Yeah, that's better. A darker tone for the wall. I don't need that much because it's only for that tiny corner. The top right. This color is called D182 and it's Turquoise Deep by Paul Rubin. Let's go. Yeah, lovely. I'm using the more muted colors that are less vibrant in the background, so it pushes it back. If I would put this color, like the light one that we just used in the background, it will pop. That's not what I want. I want the darker colors on the back. so they don't pop as much. I want the foreground to pop out. That's what I want my attention to be. That's why I'm using a darker shade in the background instead of the light tone that we just used. A little bit more pigment. That's probably also the brown. I missed some parts with the brown. Let me add some more in with that brown. That was the burnt brown. A336 was this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, just gonna use it straight up because it is on the side. Oh, that's really dark. Let me lift that up. So if it's too much like this, I dab my brush on my tissue and I come back and suck it up like that. So it's still dark, but not as dark as before. Because if you would leave that bit of water to dry, it becomes even darker. Okay, that's that. Then I'm gonna go for the pinkish tone that I want, so we can spread out the color nicely. I think I want that one with maybe a little bit of white, but maybe I can use it straight up. So that's B212, which is called Rose Red. So let's activate that one all the way on the left of my palette. I'm gonna put it down there. Really lovely bright pink. Beautiful. And my cat is waking up, so I hope I'm okay. Yeah, that's really bright. I want it a bit more diluted as well. Navy B. I might have to pause so I can give her snacks or something because it's snack time. So I'm just cleaning off my brush a little bit. Okay, a little bit more water. Come on. Yes, baby, mama comes. I'm just gonna give my little one a snack and then I will be back. So I'm gonna pause you. And I'm back. Yeah, she just wanted a snack. Okay, we were doing the pink. Yes, we were. Okay, let's do it. I'm first gonna use the really diluted one. See how dark it is. Yeah, that's perfect. I want it really diluted for these ones, so the tops are a lot lighter. So I don't want them as dark as other parts, maybe. Beautiful. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, let's add a little bit more. Lovely pinks. I love this color so much. So I hope she will not pop up on my desk now, because she's probably finished with her snack by now. And usually that means she wants a few more cuddles, but I already cuddled her while she was snacking on her snack. So I hope that will be enough for her. And if not, I'll have to push her away, because this is dangerous with a cat. Yeah, okay, I like that to be pink. Then I want those ones. Pink, these ones. By now my paper has been dried. It's almost dry again. So I'm not really bothering with making it wet again, because like I did the big chunks already. So it's okay if I do this just straight up, because it's still a little bit moist, you know, from what we just did. So it's fine if I just continue like this. Oh, that's a bit dark. Let me put a little bit more water on my brush so I can move the color. Okay, dabbing it. Yeah, it's a bit dark now. That's fine. It's not that bad. I like it. I still like it. Let's make that one also a little bit darker to compensate. That's not a little bit darker, Pauline. That's a lot darker. Then we also have to go back in the other one. Okay, it's okay. Just making it roughly the same one. Yeah, okay, let's make these darker on the side as well while we're at it. Gorgeous pink. Wonderful. You see how vibrant? Oof. Beautiful. So yeah, this is all the same color, just the first layer was diluted and now I'm going almost like straight in. Beautiful. Okay, then I also said I wanted that one pink, but I want a light pink. So I'm gonna dilute this a little bit. I'm gonna use it like that. It's a bit too wet for my liking. So I dipped off my brush so that the water comes off. And then it's a lot less wet. Because it sucks up the water that was still left on the paper. Yeah, I want it really light. And then I also do the outside. I'm becoming a little bit more shaky than when I started. So I might have to take a break before I do the other page. But we will just keep going and see if I need it or not. Maybe I'm okay with just going like this. Okay, I also want a little bit on the inside, just for some shading. Just a tiny smidge on the clipper. Yeah, I like that. And I will do the same on the sides of the stands. These are the shaded bits. And this one as well. And this one as well. Yeah, perfect. I also want some on this. Just some pink. Just for some variation. So it's not all yellow. Yeah, I think I like it. Okay, where else do I want some pink? I think I might want this tray a little bit pink. So I'm gonna put some water. Still a bit dark. Okay. So this one, yeah, this one. I want a nice soft pink on this platter. Really soft pink. I like that as well. Alright, I think that's enough pink. Do I want more? No, I don't. Okay, that's all the pink I'm gonna do. We've got a lot of pink left. That's alright. Okay, now I think I want some minty green. But we don't really have a mint green. So I think I'm gonna mix that one, or like maybe that green with a bit of white and a bit of that. Maybe that would be nice. Okay, let me clean up my palette a little bit because it's a bit messy. Let's just remove all of it. You can always take more from the palette. And let's clean it up. Yeah, it's a bit dried up. Okay, let me put a little bit of water so I can wipe it off. And there we have it. Clean it up. So yeah, I clean it up like in between a lot, especially because I want you to see what I'm doing. Otherwise I will just use my entire palette, like all 4 of them instead of just one. Okay, I want a turquoise. That's the turquoise light E2 T. Let me see. It's this one, E292. I want some of that, yes. And then I clean my brush. And then I want some of the really bright green. That one, I think, yeah. A166, which is yellow green. Which is is all the way to the left over here. So I'm gonna activate that. Take some on my paintbrush. I'm gonna, whoa, holy moly, that's a bit much. Okay, we need some more turquoise. That one is overpowering. Yeah, that one is really overpowering, that pigment. Okay, let me clean up my brush again. Still color on my brush, come on. Okay, let's add some more in on this one. Yeah, and that's more like it. That's more like a greeny tone that I wanted, because that's not something that I've got on my palette. Okay, that's like nice and green. Now I want some white, so I really need to clean my brush now, because if I'm going into the white, I want a nice clean brush, because it's dangerous with other colors. Okay, I think I'm okay. Let's take my white. Instead of putting it straight on, I think I'm gonna do it to the side, so I can mix it like this. Yeah, I might want more. Yeah, I think I can just mix it all. Yeah, this is like a minty green now. Oh yes, lovely. Oh yeah, I like it. And I've got a lot of pigment on my brush. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna put it down here. This is now also a lot more opaque because of the white in it. So I don't want to go over every single line. As you can see, it will cover it up. So I have to be a bit more careful now. You see what I mean? It's really opaque. That's the only downside by making a pastel mint green. By using white, you make it a lot more opaque. So keep that in mind. Okay, and then I also want it on this platter. It's a hair. Taking it off. Just covering it all up. Alrighty. Yeah, and then I also want it on this one. Just to move it over the whole page so it's nice and equally divided. Just want to be careful around the pretzels. Going a little bit quiet because I'm focus face. So yeah, we're just covering it all up. We won't do much more. We might do like a light beigeish tone on the other parts, on the other platters, and that's all we're gonna do probably. I don't want it all the way colored with this one. I just want to smear it out like so. So it has like a nice light highlight there. This card, I might want a really light wash as well on the bottom. Just like this. just on the bottom. Okay, and that's all I want for this color. And then I'm gonna take a really nice soft I want a beige, but we don't really have a beige. Maybe I should do this light tone with a little bit of white. Maybe that will work. Or just really light of the B324, which is lemon sienna. But then really lightly, so barely any pigment. Well, a bit more than that. Otherwise we've got no color. Yeah, it's not really taking that well. Yeah, something like that. Just really light tone. Then we add a little bit of white to it, so I don't want it as dark. That one is still a bit wet. That's good. Okay, that's probably enough. Yeah, now it's a lot lighter, as you can see. It's really nice and creamy. That's what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Now everything else that it's still white, I'm gonna color with this one, so that it's no longer white. As you can see, I did also leave parts white on the baking stuff. That's because I don't know what I want just yet. So I can do that with pencils because that's much easier, because it's such a small area that I don't want to fill it up right now. But I do want the platters to be filled up with some color at the very least. Like these ones. So I got a nice base to work on. So it's not completely white anymore. It has a slight tint to it. And I like this tone. I've got it here. Come on. Am I gonna make it? I have to. There's only so much left on my palette. I think I'm making it. Okay, good. Then I'm also gonna put that on here. But because my brush is wet, it reactivates the other color a little bit. So it gets a little bit more like beige with a bit of brown. That's alright. That's fine. Just means that they're no longer white anymore. That's all I wanted. Okay, I need a little bit more paint. So let me mix a little bit more. That's a bit too much. Okay, let's dab it off. Okay, that's better. More diluted version. Just so that they've got a little bit of color, but they're not completely white. We're gonna shade them in with pencils way more, I think. I'm not sure yet. I will think about it once we done all of this. I can think about it, what I want. Okay, that's all we're gonna do on this page. So that's this side done, I think. Yeah, we're gonna do pencil work on this one the next time. Okay, my brush is clean. Okay, let me pause you for a minute because I want to let this dry and then we can switch to the other side. So I'm gonna pause you and I'll be back in, I think, maybe 15 minutes or so. That's probably how long it takes for this to dry, because otherwise I can't move my palette to the other side. So see you in a minute. Okay, and I'm back. For you that was just a second, for me that was like 10 minutes. So now I can just do this and it's completely, well, it is dry to the touch, so I can put something on it now. But after I've done this side, I will just leave this spread open overnight and then I will remove the clips, not before, because otherwise it will still buckle a lot. So now, because this side is dry, I can have a quick look, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this here and I'm gonna move my book over so we can see this side. So yeah, this is now the page that we're gonna do, which will be a little bit difficult because my hand is right-handed. So maybe I will move it even further. hold up. I'm gonna not put my paint palette there. I'm gonna put it here instead, like we did the first time. I'm just gonna move my book a bit. Yeah, I think this is better because my hand is right-sided. So yeah, that's better. Okay, I didn't think about that, but yeah, this is fine. I just have to be careful. Let me put like a cover sheet on top of this side so that if I do go to my water thing, this is like protected. So that's dangerous otherwise. Now I can put my paintbrushes on there. That's dangerous, you know. Okay, now this side, this is also a lot of detail, but we're not gonna be really difficult. So we're gonna make it wet again. So if you need a break, you could have taken a break right now before I start this one. But if not, I'm gonna continue because we're now gonna do this side. I'm just gonna use my water, and there's a hair over here. Yep. Yep. I took my chance to have a drink when I was having my break for this to dry, the other side. So now I'm okay to keep going. I might take another zip before I really start with the color, because I'm still a little bit thirsty. I don't want to make this as wet as the other side. I still want to wetten the entire page though, like so. A little bit more. It does need like the shiny wet texture, because otherwise it's not moist and then it won't work as well. But you don't want it like soaking wet, just wet, that's enough. Okay, let's put this all the way somewhere else so it's out of the way. Now you can see it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Like if I do like this, no, you can't really tell. Never mind, I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, you can, whoa, hold up, that's not what was meant to happen. Let me put that gently back. But yeah, you can see that it buckles a little bit here. See, it moves. That's because I wetten it up. Okay, now there's another hair over here. Let me remove that as well with my paintbrush. Come on. I'm afraid to use my nail because it might rub the paper. But yeah, it's gone now. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to use my round brush again. And I'm going to start with a nice pink tone. So that's the, where is it? Oh, here it is. I'm going to start with this tone again. The B212 Rose Red. So that's the lovely pink we used on the other side. So I'm going to put that there. I don't want to use that much like I did last time, was way too much. So I'm going to put water with it, a lot more, like I mix it like that so it's diluted. Cleaning up my brush, and then I'm going to start with this one. And I think because on the other side we did it on one tray and on some pastries. Let me see if we've got them on this side as well. These are different. I don't see them. Okay, I don't see them. Okay, that's a shame. Where do I want the pink? I think I want the pink on her dress. I want it on the duck and maybe on that one. So let's start with those. Let's start with the characters. And then we will see where else I want it. For now, I'm just gonna do what I know I want pink. I want more of an orangey red tone on the floor. And I want to leave like the bright colors for the characters. Or at least that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm not sure if that's how I'm gonna do it. But that's my idea for now. I'm not sure if that's how I'm gonna do everything. Because there's a lot on this page, so it's difficult to come up with a color scheme for everything straight away. Yeah, that's that one. Okay, let's add a little bit on the duck. The little ducky. I want this like light pink. And also on this part, that's also a dress. Yeah, this is all dress. Okay. I'm just checking. And then I want this color, also light pink, and then I want a lot darker on the body. Just some more color on this part, just for some contrast. We will make it darker with pencils later down the line. Let's see, what else? Maybe the sign, but that one I want like really light color. This one. Am I in view? Yes, I am. Okay, good. Just checking. Yeah, I want a really light pink on over here. Yeah, I did damage the paper a little bit without taking away that hair. You can see it over here. The damage, there's a bit of damage to the paper. Going carefully around all the goodies on the side. Really gentle. So yeah, it's really light on the right and darker on the left, but this part is now a bit darker because of the damaged paper. That's fine. Okay, I also want this light pink on the shelves of the unit. So I'm gonna put a little bit more to here, and I'm gonna add some more water because I want a really nice light tone, like so. Okay, clean up my brush, and there we go. Okay. Over here I want also a pink on the countertops. As you can see, I used quite a bit of water. That's so I can spread it around evenly without too much hassle. Dabbing my brush so I can take away the liquid that is too much. And then I will do the same on this one. Really light pink. Just for some color, pops of color. Just really light though. This one. I want to be careful now because this is so tiny. As you can see, I'm barely using anything. And there's a shelf here. And one here. Alright, I think that's it. Perfect. Let me see, there's another one on the wall. Let's do that one as well. And this one as well. Okay. Perfect. Any more shelves? I don't think so. Nope, I don't think so. Okay, where do I want some more pink? Maybe on this one, this platter. Like a really nice soft pink. Screaming children, I hope you don't hear them because they're pretty loud. Maybe the door. No, because she's behind. It's behind the woman. So maybe I want like the minty green over there. And maybe the mint green on the cupboards. I'm not sure. Maybe a brown. And mint on the floor. I'm just thinking. Okay, let me wash my brush. I'm thinking like I want a color for the wall. So I might do the turquoise, the dark turquoise for there, like combined with the lighter turquoise. And then I do a reddish brown, like more red, orangey, on the floor. And then the cabinets with the warm brown. And then we can do the croissants and such with the ochre kind of colors that we use, the raw umber and such. But he will also be like a brownish tone, so I have to think about that. Maybe I should first do some color on the squirrels just to see. Okay, we're gonna go for a light color. We're gonna go for that one, C255, which is maple yellow, which is this color. It's really yellow. Okay, and then I also want some of the color, this one, A334, which is umber. Is it 334? Yeah, This one. Scary to get. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. I'll take a little bit more so we've got enough for everything. Okay. Put some water. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Another little bit of water for this side. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna mix in the middle until I've got like an in-between tone. Yeah, something like that. Can you see? No, you can. Yeah, now you can. Okay, like that. And then I'm gonna use the in-between tone for, ooh, that's really wet. Let's dab my brush a little bit. For the squirrel. Ooh, still really wet. Keep going. So wet, even more dabbing. Yeah, I want a nice warm, like soft, warm brown on them. Really gentle. Okay. Let's move it a little bit so it doesn't have a harsh line. And his hand and his feet. Yeah, that's scary. Okay, is there anything else that I want this color? Maybe his face. Yeah, his face is nice. That's a lion as well. Okay, so that one needs this color as well then. Okay. Just spreading out my colors a bit. That makes sense. Yes, the paws as well. And his ears. So cute. Okay, this one as well. I like it. All right. Then we've got another squirrel over there. I think that's more like, it has a tiny tail. That's probably more like a mouse or something. The duck I want white. The pigeon I want like a grayish blue with maybe some brown or gray with brown tone, gray with blue tones. I'm not sure yet. We can do her a gray as well if I want to for some more variation. Yes. Okay. The mint green. Or do I want more brown tones? I want more brown tones. Let's continue with the brown. We're gonna take the yellowish tone that we just took, which is maple yellow. So that's the yellow tone, and I'm gonna put it on the ground. I decided to go for yellow as a base, and then we can see if I want to darken it up, because maybe I will like it like this. A really nice soft yellow, because otherwise everything gets really dark really quick, you know. So maybe it's better if I use a lighter tone for the ground. Change my mind, because otherwise they will disappear, you know, those squirrels. That's why I'm changing my mind. Let's add a little bit more water to the mix. Moving the pigment so it's a smoother transition. It's okay if I also color the railing, because that one I want gold as well, so it's fine if I go over that part. I'm just filling in basically the entire floor. There's maybe some floor here, I'm not sure. Okay, that's it, I think. Yeah, a little bit here, and that's the floor as well. Alright, that's the floor. Yeah, I think I like this really light tone. Then I'm gonna use the middle tone for a little bit of shading. Oh, that's really wet. Let's make it less wet and a little bit more color. Put some shading below them. Just want some shading where there's stuff. Not too much, just a little bit. Yeah. Some next to the counter. Okay. Croissants. Let's make some mix for the croissants. For the croissants, I used that one, which is, did I? No, I used that one, I think. No, I used lemon sienna. Let me check. No, I didn't. I used this one, the B277, which is raw umber. Yeah, that sounds more like it. That one I used for the croissants. Yep, that's more like it. Okay, water. A little bit more color, raw umber. Yep. Okay, let's go. We're gonna do some croissants. Let me check. Let me put those brushes to the side. Let me check this side. Yeah, I did this color on them. I'm just gonna be really light-handed with these because I want to do more mid pencil shading on this side probably. So I do add like the same tones, but let me dab that away before it dries up. I also want these buns a little bit wet or brownish. I'm just putting it where I think it looks nice, so there's no rhyme or reason. These ones I think I want a different color, not this. The breads I do want a bit of this. The buns. These ones can also have this color. I will go over the details with pencil anyway, so don't worry about covering them up. I'm just gonna give everything a little bit of color. Doesn't really matter that much. And these ones as well. And these. As you can see, I'm just going over them with the same color. And we can make variations with our pencils if we want that, you know, like these ones. I want a light tone, a really light tone. Not sure what they are, but I think they should be light. Those I don't know. These ones are buns, so yeah, these ones I want. These look like puddings, so I won't. These ones can also be colorful. I'm not sure what they are. What are these? No idea. These are... What the hell are those? Honey? I'm not sure. Let's color this, just because I like it. I also want the sign in this color, because I want it goldish. So we can do a little bit of this on it. Just a tiny smidge. Yeah, we're gonna have long episodes on this color along, because this takes a lot more time, this book. So just so that you are aware, these episodes will probably be more in the 2-hour range instead of 1 hour to 1.5, just because it takes more time. And I don't want to have to like make it 10 parts or something, you know. Yeah, I also want some on this, just a little bit of yellow. Not sure what color I want for them, but just so that they've got a little bit of warm tone to them. The register I also want a goldish tone. And maybe a color for the in-between parts. I'm not sure yet. I can think about that. What else? The stairs. Let me remove my clip. We need more We need more paint. Thinking which palette I need. Alright, we've got more paint, but it's still a bit too dark. Alright, here we go. That's more like it. Let's put some light yellow tone on this. Come on, work with me, please. Let's do it like this. I can't cover everything, but better than nothing. Oh, I'm out of view now. Yeah, there we go. Let's color this one as well while we're at it. Let's give it some more color. I'm not sure what color I exactly want, but at least now it has a base, so that if we change it, it's easy, because it's a really light tone. So this is also a stairs, I think. Yeah, let me put everything straight again, because it's annoying me. Everything needs to be straight. Yes, thank you. All right. I think I do want a layer, like a little light layer on these, just so it makes more sense. We also did these ones, the little table clip. Let's do this as well then. A little nameplate. Okay. Do I want? I think I want blue on the bird instead. The duck. We can do it the nose of the duck. This one. Yeah, that's more like it. We got more buns behind him. Let's use a darker shade for those. Careful next to the duck. Maybe I shouldn't move my pencil straight to where it was already wet. But yeah, I'm just stubborn and I do it anyway. What is that? Like a little hair or something? I'm not sure. Looks weird. Makes these a little bit darker than the other ones. With this little tone. This is umber, I think. Was it? Red ochre. This one. That's what we're using right now for these buns. You will see it on the screen anyway. I will add it while I'm editing. And even if it's not that color, it will still look nice. Okay, I think I do want some on these. Looks a bit weird if they're white. I'm dabbing so that the texture is a bit different on them. I also gonna do some on these. I'm not sure what they are, just so that they're not completely white anymore. Okay, let's clean up my brush a little bit. Oh, there's two more buns over there. Let's use the lighter color again. Just for the entire bread, like so. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the darker one for the outside. Maybe I should let that dry a little bit. Let's make the pot a darker reddish brown. Okay. Let me think. I want these ones also in the same tone as the floor. So let me take a little bit more of that color. I think it was maple yellow with that tone next to it mixed in. Was the mix. So let's just mix it up. It's a bit dark now. Let's add a little bit water. I think that's about it. It's a bit darker, but that's fine. Doesn't need to be perfectly the same. I'm also gonna put it on the door just for like a nice yellowish tone. So it's nice and warm. If I wanted a color on top, I can always do that later. Okay. The railing. I forgot the railing on this side. Oh, that's a railing behind the duck. Ah, okay. There we go. Mystery solved. Okay, then we're going for the light turquoise, I think. Am I? Yes, I am. Okay, let me clean my palette. Let's clean this up a little smidge. Okay. Then we're going for the light turquoise light E292. That's this one. More than enough. And then I'm gonna also take the darker turquoise, so turquoise deep, next to it. I'm gonna put it there, just in case I want both. So I've got both colors next to each other. Let me add some water. Yeah, nice. Okay, good. Those are the two colors that I want for the wall, I think. Okay, let's try that. Make my brush clean, and then I'm gonna start with the light one. Let's add it in all over the page. And it's a bit dry already. So I have to work a little bit faster if I want to do it, or I just have to wetten it up first. Let's wet it up a bit, because otherwise I can't get a nice smooth blend for the entire wall. That's what I want. So let's wetten it up again. Roughly wetten it up. Just a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Now we can do a nice blend. Oh, that was the wall. That's where it's not supposed to go. It is what it is. It's already there. Lighter to the bottom. Not sure if this is how light I want it, but for now I think it's fine. I'm not sure yet. For now we're just gonna do something, you know? Put a nice color down. That's the goal of all of this, just to have some color. A bit more pigment. No, come on. It doesn't like me. Doesn't like to do what I want it to do. Let's use a bit more water then instead. Maybe that works. Careful around the plate. Even kijken. Some to the right of it. That's scary because it's all the way on the side of the paper. That's the top bit. Okay, let's darken this up a little bit as well. It's a bit light. Yep, I think I like it. I like that. But do I want it on this? I think I do, but it'll be really light. Let's weten this up again so it's activated. Okay, we're gonna make this one as well with this tone. Yeah. Just a really light tone of this color. I don't want all of it this color, just parts. So I want to leave stuff white for contrast. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the pencils. We can decide that later. For now, I'm thinking I want this on the cabinets. For adding in some color. Okay, then I also want it on this tablecloth. A little bit more like the darker tone, like we did on the other side of the painting, coloring page, on the other side. And then we need to mint green after this, so we've got a little bit of color everywhere. And there we go. And I also want some of this blue on the bird, just a little bit on its wings, so I know what I picked out for this bird when I get to it. Okay, that's more than enough. Okay, do I want some on his pants? I'm not sure, maybe I want the green on his pants instead. Okay, I've got the darker green. So the darker green we can use for the curtains. Yep, and maybe a little bit on the plants, just for some variation. Dabbing it so that we get dark and lights because of this. I'm also gonna do it on this one. Really light tone. Can always make it darker. Okay. And then I want it. Do I want it anywhere else? I think I want it in these ones. The inside. the cabinet. I'm just leaving the pools of water to dry. Getting a little bit more even. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Okay. I think I want to leave that white. I want it on the wallpaper in the back. The dark green. Like on these bits on the top. Let me remove this one. So I can do that. Yeah. I had to think about that one. So I'm skipping one each time. Making sure that it's roughly the same depth of color. Roughly. It's difficult. Oh, that paper is like completely buckled. It's fine. It can handle it. I probably did that myself accidentally. And this is how I divide the color over the page so that it's more balanced. And then once we go in with the pencils, we can like really make it like depth and such. This is just the base, you know, to work with. So we've got a bit of color everywhere. So you already know what it's about to look like. You just have to refine it, you know. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Anything else? Don't know. Maybe a little bit on the creases of the curtain. I'm thinking about a darker brown on the back. I think that would look nice. Maybe a little bit on the bird. The darker green. Yeah. Okay, let's go for a... Oh, yes, also a bread. I forgot those as well. Oh my goodness. Let's first do the mint green. Like this one. Let's see if we can reactivate it, what we've got left. Yeah, we could, but it's not enough. Nowhere near enough. So let's put some water down. Okay, we're going to start by taking some white. So I'm going to clean my brush real well. I also refreshed my water while I had my break. Just so that you are aware. So that we had a nice clean cup again. Okay, there's our white. And now we're going to take the green tone that we used, which was overpowering, as I remember. It was the yellow green. So we need a little bit of this. Because that's the one that was overwhelming last time. And then we need a turquoise light. And this one, to make it like the lovely mint green, hopefully. Needs a bit more white. Just clean it up again. Still a little bit dirty. Yep. I want more water to activate it. Otherwise it won't give me my pigment that I want. Alrighty, there we have it. There we go. That's what we want. You see how it changed? From like this dark green to this lovely mint green. There we go. we've got the color again. Okay, let me clean it because it has a lot of water in it when I do that. So I've got to clean it, dab it, and now I can start. Okay, let's talk first before I put it in. Like we did the green on the one of the platters. So this one I will make green, probably. Yeah, because I want the tablecloth to stay white-ish. These I want all dark brown, all those wooden textures. Also the one behind and one there. So I think I want to make that one the mint green, that one the mint green. We already did this one, we did this. So we could make one of those bags, maybe like a darker brown. And we could make his outfit like a reddish tone. Him as well, probably. And he can also have some brown maybe on his back, or not sure yet, because that one I also want dark brown. Maybe some purple. Or we can also make those red if we want to. I don't want to introduce too many colors that we already... I want to keep it consistent. So, okay, let's do the mint green on this platter, that platter, and maybe on one of these labels. And then let's see how it looks. So let's start. It just keeps disintegrating or something, I'm not sure. Okay, let's go. Let's start painting. I usually wanted to like spread out my colors over the whole page so it is more consistent and more coherent. That's the word I was looking for. And because we already used these colors on the other side, you automatically link them with each other. I think I also want it on this side of the pink one, because otherwise there's no mint on this side. Nowhere, like literally nowhere. So be really careful on the side. So dangerous, huh? Okay, maybe a little bit on these little tarts, puddings, whatever they are. That's nice. Yes, that's nice. And what else did I say? Them I want more like a reddish tone. The cash thing I might want red as well, otherwise it blends into too much. Maybe his pants. Yeah, I like it on his pants. Yeah, I like that. Maybe his back, because he is gonna have like... No, because if I do that, he blends in with the background. So no on that. I could... Oh, I'm bumping into the camera. I'm sorry about that, people. She's got something in her basket, so we can make the blanket the green. Her scarf I want to keep white. The door I wanted green. So let's do that green as well. Is that a door handle, not her tail? Or I'm not sure. I think it's her tail. Yeah, I think it's her tail. There's nothing to do with the door. Okay, let's do the entire door, also the outside. Let's do it more like that. So we want the outside darker, or lighter, I mean. Roughly the same as the cabinets. Yep. I like this tone. Really nice light green. Oh yes, lovely. I like it. I like it a lot. And I don't know, maybe this I want a darker brown on this part. That's what I'm thinking right now. But let's first do the wooden bits, because I think we've done enough. Maybe the green on his outfit. That would look nice. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put some green on the outfit of the bird, because he doesn't have a color yet. Let's make it a nice lovely green. I like this one. And this is also his outfit, I think. Yep, seems like it. And here as well, little sleeves. Okay, I think that's enough for now with the mint green. So let me move the book for you a little bit. So let me clean up my brush. Just a minute. Yeah, that's clean. Okay, put the brush away. I'm gonna put this to the side for a second. I'm gonna move my palette to the left just so I can show you the entire book. Okay, let's clip this back down because I've done most of what I wanted to do anyway. So let me put it a little bit in the middle. A little bit less in the middle because it's not really important that you see all of it. But we've got like the green on both sides, we've got the pink on both sides, neatly divided. We've got the same turquoise blue, but this one is darker. But I think I might want to do that with my pencils. Then we didn't do the shading on the croissants yet, so that's something we need to do. I want to use that darker brown in the back for the wooden textures, like the ones that you see over here and there and there. So that's something we should do. And then let's see what is left. Maybe some red tone on this and on his, or brown, and then red on his little shoulder thing. And this I want to keep white because it's an apron. And then maybe his sleeve can be like reddish tone. Or maybe his manes, because that's a tiger. Or a lion. Not a tiger, a lion. So yeah, let's start with the dark brown. The one that we used over there. So I'm gonna move you back so we can put the palette on the side again. Let me put it there. Put it on top of the book again. I'm gonna also put this clip back. Hold up. Because this one is also barely... Oh, but I'll wanna do the stairs as well probably. So let's leave that off for now. Okay, let's put my palette down. Let's clean up my palette again. Because I don't think we wanna use these colors again. So I'm gonna clean it up with my other towel. So we can make a new mess on my palette. Yeah, I'm not cutting this out, so this way you know roughly how long it will take for you as well. Because I know it's boring to look at all of this, but it's part of the process. So I'm gonna put this down again. I'm gonna take my brush, clean it up, and we're gonna go for the darker brown, which is this tone, the A336, which is burnt brown. That's the one we're gonna use. So let's do that. We're gonna activate it. It's this one. Lovely brown. I'm just gonna really dab my brush into it. Put it down, like so. We need quite a lot because we need all of the surfaces. And then I'm just gonna dip my brush. Uh-oh. Let's take that. That was an oopsie. Okay, that's a lot of brown as you can see. Okay, now we can start painting. I might make this one gray. I don't want her too dark. I want to keep it really soft tones, all of it. I'm avoiding the browns because it makes it so, because there's already so much brown baked goods, but the warm brown, that I'm avoiding like the darker browns because of that, because it deepens the page so much. I wanted that white. Okay, let's just not think about it too much. I already messed that up. And I do want this brown. Carefully around the plant. I want to keep like the bottom and the top white, but I already messed up on the top of the thing. Come on. I want that gone. lovely dark brown over here. Let's put some more water down there because otherwise it dries up lighter. I really have to look a bit from the side because otherwise I can't tell what's going on. But because we make this part really dark brown, we get more depth behind here. Again, I'm using my hand to hold my wrist. So my hand, I'm shaking you again. I'm so sorry, people. I'm bumping up like back and forth a bit with my body because I'm a little bit shaky today. I feel okay otherwise. I'm just like recovering still from being tired, from being sick. So my body is like restless. Let's call it that, restless. But I'm fine, don't worry about it. I want to keep these white like I already said. I want to do this one in the brown, and this one should have been a color and I forgot. Well, that's okay. Okay, let me move it a little bit because then it's easier on my hand. These are ropes. I think I also want the bakery sign in this brown, but I have to be really careful not to touch the background because that would be a waste. Ooh, so dangerous. I like doing dangerous stuff on my coloring books, as you can tell. Living on the edge. Yeah, you need to have fun, you know, like, come on. If I want to do something nice, I just take my time. That's why we're already 2 hours in. I see, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's going to be a long one. But I don't mind. We're just going to take our time. And I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, because we're doing 2 spreads in one, it's no wonder it takes double the amount of time. But if you just want to do one or the other, you can just skip half of the video. I will put timestamps in for you so you can move around. So I can... I'm not sure what I can do with timestamps. I will have a look later. Not right now. Let me see. I did have a darker brown also on the inside of the buns. So let's do that as well. And on these ones. Yeah, I'm just spreading around the color again. Okay, then we need to do this. I'm not sure yet what I want for this one yet. So that's why it's not colored. That's why I haven't bothered coloring it just yet. So I have no idea what I want for it. That's why it's still white. If I don't know, I will just leave it until I do, or I just don't at all. Just like I left parts white on the other page. I'm just carefully dabbing my brush next to the spine because I don't want to touch the other page while I do that. And I'm also going to do that here, gently dabbing it with the tip of my brush, really careful. And also on the bottom. Am I still? Yeah, I'm in view. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit rough right now. Maybe I need another nap, you know? I had a nap before I started this, but maybe I need another one by now. Oh, I will have a nap once I'm done with this. I'm really tired. I can feel my eyes burning a little bit. But, it's alright, we don't have much left. I just thought let's do another double page spread in a different book than what we've done before, but maybe that was again not a good idea. Like, I just keep making these like decisions, making like, yeah, let's do this double page spread today, like as if we don't have enough to do. But I think most of you might like it because double page spreads are like people's sphere or something. I'm not sure how to call it, but a lot of people are afraid to do them because they take a long time and they're a lot of work, so they're intimidating. That's why I wanted to do like 2 pages at once. And that's already dried up. Too bad. So that you also feel like it's not that overwhelming. You just treat them as different pages. Even if it was a double page spread, you can still do it that way. As long as you note down which colors you used, you can just continue using them on the other side. What is that? A pole of the... Oh, what on earth am I doing? Coloring my bird. Oh no. I'm trying to be careful next to the pigeon, so I don't want him brown. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, let's move to this side. I don't think I want this the brown. Maybe the red that I also want to do in the lion. Yes, lion. It's a lion. Just making sure I've got a... Oh my goodness, what on earth? Going over the lines. Let's wetten this up a little bit because my paint has dried up. Yeah, it's just not enough paint. Okay, let's make a little bit more. We only need a little bit more. Burnt brown, that one. We only need a little bit more, but it just wasn't enough. So we've got to make a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and back to business. It seems still a bit light. Okay, let's add in a little bit more. My brush is just not working with me today. I don't like it. Yeah, that's better. It's a bit wet, but okay. I can dab that off once I'm done. Or I just leave it for some texture. I think I'm just leaving it. Oh, shaking. It's getting worse. Yeah, that's why I'm taking my time. The shaking is getting worse. Time to stop almost. Almost. Okay, this one. I'm just gonna dab. That's easier than making tiny brush strokes. Alright, her basket. Just a lighter brown tone than the other ones. There we go. Yeah, then I think I might want a gray. So I want this one brown. I'm just gonna make it like a light brown so I know what I want, you know? So that if I come back to it later, I know what I wanted. Okay, then I see that we did the nameplates with the green as well, but it's too late now. I will use pencils next time. I want a reddish tone for his mane, so instead of doing like a red, I'm gonna do like that one again that we did on the croissants, because we still need to do that. So we're gonna use B318, which is red ochre, which is this lovely color. Transferring my water from one place to the other is always scary, so I used my tissue. Usually I've got my jar of water next to it, so I'm doing dangerous stuff today. Okay, let's do this. Let's fill in his mane. It's a really light, watered down version, but then at least we've got a nice base layer so we know what I want. So I don't know what outfit I want him to have. Like, maybe we should do like a purple tone, because if I do like a red, it will just blob, you know, one big blob, because he already has a lot of red tones by himself, just because he's a lion. So I might want to do something else. Okay, let's do some shading on the croissants. I also want it on the rope, I think. I do want it on the ropes as well. Nice warm tone on it. Just like that. Yep, I like it. Alright, let's also make these the dark tone. This one. Let's give it some shading. We can always add more later, you know, when we come back to it. Just making it some shape. Not that much, just a little bit. Such a happy face he has got. I like it. He's got some eyebrows here. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yes, I do. Okay, the croissants. I got distracted. That's usually what happens, getting distracted while painting by everything else around it. Yeah, I think this needs also a color. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe warm brown as well. Yeah, let's I don't know. No, let's not do it yet. Just yet. Not do it yet. Let's make this a little bit darker on the inside. Otherwise it becomes really flat. Okay. Keep going. These ones I want it on the inside, I decided. Just to make variations. These ones I don't. These ones I want a bit darker. No. These ones I want on the inside. I'm just doing random bits. I might have done it differently on the other side, but this ones I did that on the outside because I wanted the inside light. Because they came out of the oven. That's something I do remember. So let's roughly make them the same. And these ones I also want some on the outside, just to warm them up because they become really cool now. Yeah, you can't remove all of it, but it is alright. I'll live with it. Just carefully shading everything. We're almost there for the watercolor part. And then next time we will do some pencils. Are you excited? I am. Like, it already looks really good, in my opinion. Let's do the inside as well a little bit. It already looks really nice because we already have a lot of color on the page. The moment we're gonna use pencil, we're just gonna define everything, you know. Not gonna color every inch again. We're just gonna make stuff pop out, shade some bits, but not every single bit. Yeah, you can have a little bit of brown on your nose, same as a duck. You can also have a little burn. Oh my goodness, We've got paws. I'm not sure what that is. No idea. Probably his outfit as well. Yeah, probably. And I forgot the wheel. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I need to go back in with the other brown again. But we still got that over there, so that's okay. Making those a little bit darker. It always dries up a lot lighter than what you put down. Just keep that in mind. Okay. More on the side, so it's a little bit darker. These buns can also have a little bit of shading. Oh, her hands. Forgot her hands. That's what I mean, you know, you go over it and again you find all these uncolored bits, like this pot. This handle can use a little bit more. Yeah, making them a little bit darker. I think they were a little bit too light compared to the background. Okay, this one a little bit. Yeah. What else did I want to do? A gray for her. Those buns. I forgot the buns again. Let's use a little bit of the Naples yellow. Just a tiny smidge straight from the... oh. Yeah, straight from the palette. No, thank you. Okay. Let's wet it down on the paper. It's okay. It's okay. I can make it work. I swear. Paper back. Paper back. Any more paper bags? Yeah, now I can also do this one in this color. Yeah, perfect. Okay. White dog. We wanted this color for the wheel. Okay. Perfect. And now the question is, what do we want for like his head and such, you know? And maybe I do want red, because this is all like more brown, so maybe a red would be nice. But then I should also make some red on the other side. So like a real red, maybe like a real one, or more of an orangey tone. I'm going for the straight red. So we're going for B229, which is cadmium red, I think. Is it? Yes, it is. Which is this lovely one. Yeah, we're going for straight red, people. Let's make it pop. Wow. Gorgeous. Let's not mess this up now. I might. No, I won't. I'm just gonna keep going like I was. Okay, red head it is. Oh yes, look at that. Wonderful. Careful. Why am I doing such dangerous stuff at the end of my video? Lovely. Yes, I like it. His sleeves or his apron. Which one do I want white? Do I want his apron white or his shirt white? I think I want his apron colored. Decisions. All these decisions. Oh boy. Ooh, careful. Playing with fire over here. Oh, but it's a lovely red, people. I like it. Yeah, I think I like the red a lot. Let's be careful. So nice. We can always make it darker with pencils, but for now at least it has a color. And what a color it is. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. I like it. Lovely bright red. Okay, let's see, what else do I want red? Maybe the details on the bird's outfit. Yeah. Tiny details. Beautiful. Then I want his shoulder red. Very carefully. Dangerous. I like it. He's got a bertel or something. Yeah. And then, do I want it anywhere else? Yeah, I want the other one as well. This guy. And maybe somewhere else. I'm not sure yet. Okay, for him, we're gonna do his apron white. Do I? I'm not sure. His apron, his shirt. I'm gonna do his shirt again. I'm gonna leave his apron white. Dangerous. Yeah, but I do want that part white. I do want his shirt red and everything else white. Yes, yes, yes. Just like this. Gorgeous. I'm gonna make the labels red. Just because I can, not all of them. I think I want this one red, and then I might want those in different colors, but I'm not sure yet what. This one I want red. Just some pops, you know, here and there. I don't want to add it everywhere. Yep. And I think I want the pots reds as well, more reddish tone instead of the brown tone, because otherwise it's like not distinguishable enough with the squirrel. Yeah, I think I want it like this roughly. And then I should also add in some on the other side. I don't know what I want for the cash register yet, so I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna move my palette to the other side, and I'm gonna move my book. There we have the other side, and I'm gonna add in some red on this side as well now. Let's see, I want this a little bit darker, so a little bit light. Yep, better. Okay, I want some red on this one because it's perfect for a red tone. That might already be enough for this page. I like this color scheme. So happy. But yeah, it takes time. That's what you have to remember. Making things like a double page spread already takes time, but you should also take your time, not rush things, you know, because if you rush, you're like wanna finish things off quickly. For instance, you know, when you're almost done, you're like, yeah, whatever. No, not whatever. You have to take your time even then, because otherwise you will ruin it, you know. It will be a waste of all your hard work until that point. That's why I say take your time. If you're tired, take a break. I used to do this like all day, every day when I was young. I was sitting on the attic at my mom and dad's house, and I would forget to eat, to drink, and I was out there all day upstairs. And they didn't think about me because I was upstairs in the attic, you know, in the back building, not the main building. That was like the hobby attic from my parents, where my mom sewed and my father did other stuff with radios and other things. So yeah, that's where I was then. So they had no idea where I was until they were finally thinking, where the heck is Pauline? Yeah, she's up there again. And then it was already like dinner time, you know. I didn't eat all day. And then they found me because it was dinner time. That's how it used to be, but these days that's not possible for me anymore. I get tired really quick. Yeah, I like this. I really like this. I think I also want these red in the middle, just to make it pop. Let's see where else I can add a little bit of red. Or is this enough? This might be enough, because I also don't have a lot over there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. So I'm gonna clean up after I'm saying goodbye to you, because you don't have to hear me clean up while we're done. So I'm gonna move it a little bit more in frame for you. So we are gonna continue working on this next time. I'm gonna put my clip back, because I don't know what I want for the stairs. So because I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Let me pull it flat. Yeah, as you can tell, like, it buckles. See, you can see the paper buckles, and it does the same on this side, see, and the same over there, and the other side is the same. But this one already flattened down quite a lot. Only the side over there, this side is really like up. I can put my finger underneath, that's how far up it is. But overall it's pretty smooth, you know. So I'm just gonna leave this like this, just on my desk somewhere above where my cat can stand on it, and I'm gonna just let it dry. And then next time we will use our pencils to define everything and make it more shaded, because this is still like just the base layer. And same for the stairs. It looks a bit ugly, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this part, because it's like 2.5 hours long. But yeah, this is like the watercolor part. You can take your time. You can split it up in two if you need to, or just do one side or that side, whatever you like. But now at least you've got an idea how to work a double page spread, even though it's not really a double page, but it's connected. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you for part 2. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.